Well, when you can't get your legislation through, when Parliament tries to take over the order paper and the running of business, there are very little options left for the government itself, particularly when you're dealing with something as critical, as resolving Brexit. So if we lose control of that order paper, then it seems that that reset button of calling a general election before the 31st of October is going to become very, very real. So I really do urge colleagues to think carefully about the consequences of that. Would we win a general election? The point that you are implying there. There's a huge amount of unknowns here. We're going through a very, very area of troubled waters at the moment.
So the current poll of polls that I looked at for the end of August shows your party at 33%, the Brexit party at 13%. They're obviously a one-issue party. How do you think your party can try and stifle that electoral threat if this election takes place before October 31st?
Well, of course, when you do press that reset button, when you do call a general election, you have to take stock of what the opposition, what your adversaries are up to. You touch on something very important, the Brexit party. What an impact will that have on the Conservative vote? Will it steal votes from us? But we must also look over our shoulders and say, I've not seen a Labour Party so weak now in the last couple of years, and therefore if you were to call one, people do not want to see, I don't think the nation wants to see Jeremy Corbyn in number 10 with what he would do to our country, not just economically but from a security perspective as well, our relationship with the United States in particular. So from that perspective it is high stakes, but I do believe that we'd win a general election if one was called.
You've served in what's known in the UK as a whip's office. That's essentially a disciplinarian team inside a parliamentary party. And I wanted to get your reaction to what happened yesterday, where the whip's office inside the Conservative Party essentially said to members of that party, if you vote against the government today, Tuesday, and try to block no deal as a possibility for the government, you would potentially face deselection, meaning you would not be able to stand as a Conservative in the next election, and you would be kicked out of our parliamentary grouping in the near term. Is that useful as a threat?
We have to have discipline in parties. When you don't have that, then how can you get your message across? How can you speak with one voice? But there are occasions where you want to stand up for your district, for your constituency, where you do have personal views on things. There should be the latitude to be able to take that on board. So I disagree with this particular approach. This is all because we're focusing on no deal, the threat of no deal. What seems to be missing in this entire debate is that we had a Prime Minister that went to Berlin and Paris and did the unthinkable, gained some wriggle room, some freedoms to be able to reconsider the withdrawal agreement. He presents that now at the Queen's speech on the 14th of October, and then it's then discussed at the European Summit on the 17th of October. For me, that's the critical date. That's when we'll know whether we've secured finally a deal or whether we're heading towards no deal. And I would, again, really urge my colleagues to say what you're doing now. Why does that happen to happen now? Why can you not actually consider it after the 17th of October when you've given this Prime Minister a last chance to secure a workable deal?
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.